Also, Jordan Carlin, what's your major? Oh no, he's muted. That's okay. I'll ask him later. He sends me the most beautiful emails. He needs to do something in writing because very talented, very talented. Electrical engineer. Okay, so you're a smart guy too. He's got it all, folks. He's got it all.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So we're going to call this meeting to order at 5 o'clock. And I'll begin sharing my screen here. So just to kind of start, we're doing something a little different now with attendance because Zoom has this beautiful feature where we can track the attendance of all of you here. So I will be tracking your attendance through Zoom now. So you won't have to send in your ID number. We have no guest speakers today. Are there any questions or concerns about last week's minutes? Great, seeing none, we'll move on to department reports, starting with Academic Affairs, Josie.
Hi, so in regards to the housing resolution we've been working on, I actually just emailed Nathan Thomas to follow up with him about this. Actually, Emma suggested that I do this because she's been working with him on this. So I will report as soon as he gets back to me. Rashini's been working on the Dead Week proposal. This week, I and myself and Erica will be working on this with her to try and make sure that we get all the logistics lined out for it, so we can come up with a more complete, like, solid proposal for Senate. Krima and Ren have been working on a list of suggested academic breaks as an alternative since we are not having a spring break. I wanted to give a shout out to Ren on sending out the student check-in for advisors because that's actually going to be covered by the Scout, which is pretty exciting. I'll also be working on a PR campaign for educating students about why we're not having spring break. And as soon as we get some of our other tasks done, we'll also be working on a PR campaign to encourage students to reach out to advisors throughout the semester and not just during advising time.
Great, thank you. Moving on to campus affairs with Harini.
Happy Monday, guys. The sprinklers near Beck, we had some complaints saying that the sprinklers went off early in the morning when students were walking by. So that was difficult. So we contacted B facilities, and so that's being fixed. The time has changed. It'll be closed off for the rest of the semester because it's winter time, but they said they'll be changing the time because we asked for it. So it's good news. And then another complaint, we had a lot of complaints actually about water fountains and water tasting bad and that. And the reason is because we're not supposed to be using the water fountains right now because of COVID. So Tom Coy reached out to facilities, and so he so all the fountains are retaped now, so none of them should be working. And if you guys find any of the sprinklers, water fountains working, please let me know. I will add my email address to that to the minutes, and please email me and let me know because they're not supposed to be working during this time.
Great, thank you. Campus safety and community relations with AJ.
Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful week. So the first point I have is our Halloween weekend visuals have been completed. Some on the more informative side and some on the more lighthearted side, all with the same goal of encouraging students to be safe this holiday weekend and follow protocols. Thank you to Brian and Caitlin for working hard on those the past few weeks. Second point, COVID-19 concerns got back to us on our submitted questions. ranging on various topics, but all surrounding on COVID-19 protocols and practices. They are currently in a Google slide format. The best way for this information to be shared and exactly what audience would benefit is yet to be determined. Thank you to Peter and Joshua for taking charge on this project.
Great, thank you. Diversity and inclusion, Emmanuel.
Hi, everyone. I have no report today.
Thank you. Internal affairs, Karen.
So I just wanted to go over a few things. So we have a few senators in bad standing, and I just wanted to take some things from the bylaws to go over with everyone, because these are the most common things that people have been running into with like issues. So the first thing is one excused absence from a department meeting or general assembly without contact from the proper contacting the proper officials per semester. With proper officials would be me. Two, an excused absence from department meetings or general assembly, and then failure to submit a constituency report in a 2-week time span beginning the last week in September. I know we stress enough to come to meetings, and if you can't, contact us, but we've been having a lot of absences. We've been having a lot of people not submit their constituency reports, and we have also stressed that if you haven't submitted a constituency report, that you are allowed to during GA, during the constituency report part of the meeting, and people aren't doing so. So if we happen to come across people who are not submitting them, we are not going to announce them during Senate. And if these people continue to not do what they're supposed to do, we'll be moving forward with what the bylaws say to do. So the senators in bad standing are Elijah, Brian, Halima, and Karima. I reached out to all of these people, letting them know that why they are a senator in bad standing and what would happen moving forward. If there is an issue or there is something incorrect, please let me know. You can email me privately and we can talk. But if not, this is just people need to know. Submit a constituency report once a week, and if you can't come to GA, we're very flexible. Please let us know. There's no excuse for not letting us know. I know things happen, but we are one email away, one text away. That's it.
Great, thank you. Public relations, Ani.
So for this week coming, we still have the Who's Your Senator project going on. And as of right now, the Google form was sent out by David this evening. And please ask if everyone could just fill that out as soon as possible. And the poster templates for the project are ready. Thanks to you all for putting in the time to get that done. So as soon as we get the information we need and just the pictures we need, we get that going and see how soon we can get that done. And also, once again, please, please, please follow our Instagram page at Bradley Senate. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Moving into student body executive reports, starting with the Director of Administration, Brandy Wayne.
Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness. I am loving the energy today. Not so much energy today. Happy Monkey Monday. I don't know if this is the first day of there being snow of October, but happy snowy day. I'm glad I didn't stick and create ice. If you had ice, I apologize. I'm trying to boost up this energy here. It looks like it's a scale of 0 to 100. It's on like a -50 right now. So happy Monkey Monday if you had a Monkey Monday. I have no official report, but unofficially, I would really, really echo Karen report about constituency reports. It is a requirement, and one of the objectives of being a senator that you complete constituency reports. If you have concerns on what that looks like, or that you're not getting that, please, you're welcome to stay after and just ask those questions to Karen so you can really understand what it takes for a constituency report. We're not asking for you to write an essay every week. Just please try to keep that up to pace in high times, child. Great, that's all from me.
Great, thank you. Ellie doesn't have a report. I do not have a report. And so we'll move on to President of the Student Body, Emma Hoytia.
All right, only thing that I have is that the November Board of Trustees meeting is coming up, and virtually it's a lot shorter. It's just like I hop on a Zoom meeting at 8:30 a.m. and then read read my report, but I basically just went over kind of the big things. I know that pass fail and kind of our substitution of some sort of break next semester are going to be the biggest things that I'm going to be talking about. Tried to really hit home that this is a difficult semester for students. As you know, Brandy is very correct. We are at about a -50 energy level today, me included. So I just want them to kind of understand that. And they're a very supportive and really cool group of people. And then one thing that I forgot to mention is that tomorrow at like 10:30, I'm going to have this civil dialogue with Ray LaHood, who is a board of trustee, and he was the Secretary of Transportation in the Obama administration, and he is a Republican that was in a Democratic office, obviously. And so the President Standiford set this up where he's going to basically record a panel discussion of just me and Mr. LaHood, which is fascinating since he's this very successful man that's done a lot in his life, and then me. So we'll see how that goes, but that's going to be recorded and then sent out as a video, like a 30-minute video. So doubtful that everyone will, all the students will watch it. But if you guys would, I'd really appreciate it. And that is it from me.
Great. Moving on to advisor reports with Advisor Coy.
Hello. So this weekend is Halloween, but just a reminder, it's also daylight savings time so that we fall back an hour. And also on Thursday, the Hilltop Happenings will have all the information with the Halloween programs and their not fallback time, and their links. Oh, damn, she just headbutted me. She's needy right now. Also, some things came up from people. Hey, I'm talking. Things came up real quick that not all the courses are showing in the schedule of classes because professors had to decide whether they're going to be in person, virtual, or hybrid. Some of the courses haven't been placed because they were waiting for professor input, and it also opened up some of the classes. I hate to say better classrooms versus everything, that they were able to shuffle some classrooms around. So if you're looking at the course of schedules already, not everything is showing up quite there, and they're working on it quickly. I did want to mention with Halloween, there are going to be additional patrols out looking for gatherings, violating COVID guidelines, and other issues. I don't know what those could be, but alleged other issues that might be occurring then. I did want to mention SABRC funding deadline is November 2nd on presents. So for all student organizations for funding, that is coming up as a deadline. And I did want to just kind of mention, this is unofficial. The university hasn't come out with any guidelines or anything for that. But looking at the first 2 to 3 weeks that we're going to be back in the spring semester, we're probably not going to be approving. You need a cookie? Great. She needs a cookie. We're not going to be approving any large scale gatherings or indoor gatherings at that point. We are looking for planning or approving indoor events and everything like that. But the first 2 or 3 weeks, due to everyone traveling all over the country and coming back to campus, we're going to probably minimize those overall. So if your organization is looking at SABRC funding for those first couple of weeks, really think about how your program can be held virtually. So look at what we could do there. And so looking at planning virtual programs and things like that so that we can get going on there. And we'll get started there. And then I was just going to mention also, keep in mind that on Wednesday, Nathan Thomas, the Vice President of Student Affairs, will be out on the quad passing out Rice Krispie treats to say thank you for everything you guys have done and kind of going from there. So thank you all for tolerating a child who's really needy right now. But it is dinner time and this is who she is. Do you want to say bye-bye? No. You want to stay there? No. Okay. So that's my report. Sorry about this.
I don't know why you're apologizing. That made my day. And that's not even a joke.
Some people said the energy was low. So a toddler who's 3 years old in a skeleton outfit is exactly what you need.
Completely. Honorary senator, I say. Definitely will be voted on in new business.
All righty. Constituency reports. Any constituency reports? This is now the time. Alrighty. Seeing none, we have no unfinished business and we have no new business. Public comments. Public, are you there?
Hey, so
Oh.
David, real quick,
Oh.
I'm not public, obviously, but I do have one thing. I forgot to put it under new business. I just wanted to bring it up to everyone and get their thoughts. So it's come to my attention that like multiple students have been fined the $250 for non-compliance issues regarding local restaurant policies. I just wanted, like, does anyone have any thoughts about this? Like, should we be pushing back on the specific restrictions on restaurants? Do people think that it's how it should be?
Well, I will kind of speak to the point about it. So I sit on the arbitration board and the COVID appeals panel. And so I see some of those cases that come through. And so what it kind of is that anytime there's a violation, there's a group already set up that has this matrix of what happens when someone violates something with different offenses. And most often the sanction will be a $250 fine, but of course there are more severe punishments like suspension, banning, and disciplinary probation and things of that nature. So I do think that in the sense, there is a safeguard against over prosecuting basically those kind of offenses, because you do have the opportunity to appeal. And in that appeal process is where you can present a case. And I just want to say that it's a safeguard, that there are safeguards in place. So like, that's not the end all be all. If a person were to receive a $250 fine for eating in an off-campus establishment, because the original matrix is kind of a blind application in a sense, where like maybe the individuals in that group wouldn't have made that decision to give that sanction individually, but as a group, the team decided that that was an appropriate sanction for an offense like that. So there is a safeguard, and so it's not like that's the end, but I do understand that people are frustrated with that policy.
I think that's a very good point, David. I just think I would also like to hear if the question that I think AJ is asking is, should we even be having that in writing, having that in general? Absolutely agree that there's safeguards and an appeal process, but I'd love to hear what everyone has to say about the existence of the rule itself. Any thoughts?
Very briefly, this can truly benefit those who have been struggling to write constituency reports. This is something that you can write down, that a committee can take a look on, and the exec board can also look at, and that we can obviously have a very brief discussion about this. But if you know of some concerns, or if you know of something and you have a specific resolution to a specific problem regarding the COVID-19 guidelines, the constituency report is the best informal way to do that. So we can take that written format and not write down an entire script on one of our notes, right? That is a very formal way, because obviously that is a high concern for a lot of different people, as AJ expressed. Just putting that out there to really help those who have been struggling.
Any thoughts? Otherwise, use it as a constituency report.
I wonder if such a heavy penalty is justified. I am aware that any violations are a risk to the entire campus community. I'm also aware that we as college students aren't just throwing around $250 without reason. And I know that's supposed to be used as a deterrent, but I mean, if you're going to misbehave, you're going to misbehave regardless. Should the school be allowed to punish you monetarily for that?
And I will also add that the rule, while it states like restaurants and stuff, it might be in place to also stop people from going to, say, like maybe Cam's or Cruisin's, because they also sell food there. So I understand the rule might be safeguarding against that argument, but at the same time, I feel like people are getting caught less doing what the rule intends than people just sitting somewhere studying or something like that. I know that on the parents board Facebook group, one of the parents expressed that their kid just got a $250 fine for, I believe it was like studying at Starbucks or something like that. So it's like, is that the type of behavior that we're trying to stop, or are we trying to stop people from going to Saddle Up?
And then something that was put in the chat is a very good point. What about the commuter students that, you know, don't live on campus and want to go out to dinner with their family? But AJ, all things to take note of and possibly use. Anything else?
I want to comment. Oh, you can go. Who was that?
Go ahead, Himal.
Okay, I was just gonna say that. Oh, and I just forgot right now what I was saying. Get back to me if I can remember.
Go ahead, Brianna.
Yeah, I want to make a comment. So at first I thought that $250 for it, like violating schools rules, was a lot, until I realized that if you believe that it's unjustified, or if it's too much, then you are able to go and appeal it, like request to appeal it. And then you go before a board and you kind of plead your case and you tell them, okay, I don't believe I deserve this, or I don't believe I deserve, whatever decision that they've given you. And you can tell them all the things that, that you did or did not do. And then the board will look at it and they'll like decide furthermore. But I think it's also just for a warning, just for right now during COVID, is to tell people, okay, kind of be weary of the things that is going on. Don't just go out and spontaneously do it. And I think right now they're also more on their tipping toes just because Halloween is coming up. And since that's coming up, they're probably going to be looking out for more things and trying to see if students are being safe.
Speaking of Halloween, I just want to throw this out there. Don't go out.
Please
Follow
do
the
not.
rules.
I do not want to see any of your faces in a COVID hearing. Thank you. Please do not.
All right, really great discussion, everyone. Thank you for.
Sorry, I was just gonna question. Sorry, I remember my question. I guess we don't really know about this, but as we can see, like through local news, Governor Pritzker is adding more restrictions in the more like Chicagoland regions. If he adds restrictions to like the Peoria regions, would that affect? I mean, that would affect Bradley directly. So, would there be changes made on that, like immediately?
Well, I think the government works with educational institutions a little better than they do just the general public. So, like, the university is probably in touch with the government, and so if something were to come down, they would work with that guidance, because it's not exactly the same application to a college campus as it is the general public, but the general sense is if the cases do rise, it will affect the campus.
And Emma, that's what I threw in the chat, is that Bradley's infection rate current percentage is significantly lower than Peoria. So that's where a lot of this stems from, is the fear of people going out into the community and being exposed and then bringing it back to campus. And basically because of the tight living quarters we are, it explodes. That was where the initial 250 scare tactic was, but someone did mention about the appeals, and that is absolutely right. And I don't know, David, if you can comment at, I don't believe anyone at Starbucks has actually been fined it. They've been given warnings about going to Starbucks and studying. Is that correct?
I will say we have not seen any cases with an overwhelming fine for a Starbucks visit.
If anything happens with that, it's a conversation normally, or a warning about Starbucks.
And that's one thought that I had is something to look into would be maybe like expanding what on campus means, and whether or not you could add in campus town as somewhere that would be fine free. So something to look into, AJ, because honestly, sometimes you just need to sit at Starbucks to be productive. So good. All right. What's up next, David?
Okay, we got past public comments. Call for announcements. I will repeat my announcement that this Friday, the speech team will be hosting a late night. So come out and see some great performers. We're finally up and running. And so you'll see some really great stuff. We got some hot stuff for you to see. So come out 5 p.m. October the 30th, this Friday. Yeah, come.
I have an announcement. Tuesday, November 3rd, a week from tomorrow, Election Day. So let's get those ballots in and vote, vote, vote.
Not a huge announcement, but November 3rd is also my birthday. So if you want to get me a birthday present, please vote.
I like that birthday present.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Perfect. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Motion has been seconded. We are adjourned at 5:25 p.m.
Okay, we're gonna try to do this again where you guys can choose your own. But if it doesn't work for some people and you can't enter into a room, then if you could change your name within Zoom and add just the letters of your committee. I saw Ren do this and I thought it was so smart. And I hear David did it when I wasn't here. So I'm gonna open them up and see if you guys can choose. How's it working? Can people choose? Some people are leaving. Okay, if it's not letting you choose, then put the letters in your name. And Brandon, you can choose which one you want to be in.
I'm sorry, how do you change your?
If it's not working, that's totally fine and I can place you.
Can you place me in IA?
Yes.
Okay, I see 2 AAs. I'm confused.
Oh, that's the problem. Give me 1 second. All right. You go to the, even though it says AA, go to.
Which AA? There's two.
1 second. Man. Andrew, you are placed into the right AA. So there we go. Okay.
Emma, I just wanted to go over attendance with you real quick before I go into my breakout room.
Sounds good.
I just don't know where you want me to go, so you can put me wherever you want, I guess.
Yes. You go to DI.
Do you not want to go to DI, or are you also coming to DI?
I'll probably stop in, but you go there too. Okay, and then. Oh, I see. Okay. There we go. Okay. Brianna and I put you in the wrong one. There we go. Okay. You should be good to go. You're muted if you're saying something to me. Okay. Hopefully.
So we were gonna do Zoom attendance today.
Yes.
Did it work, or how does that show up on your end?
It should have worked. But you know what we'll do for right now? Oh, shoot, it left. You go ahead, go to your committee meeting and I'll search for the list. It's somewhere.
Thank you.
around
Is that
here.
going to show up with everyone's ID number or is it just names?
Just names. Oh, is that probably is bad.
I need ID numbers for presents.
Okay, I'm just gonna have everyone send it in the chat again, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
All right, guys.
Hi, friends.
Hello, everybody.
How you feeling, Emma?
It's just been so bad, y'all. So bad. 1 second, please send your. Yeah, so off the record and everything, just personal.
Stop recording.
Oh, yes.